Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, we have the privilege to interview Alexis, who was a Pitt Community College person and then transferred to Winston-Salem University, but she also played at Aycock Highschool. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. Can you tell us about your experience in high school playing volleyball and in college playing volleyball?
When I was in high school, I played at Aycock High School. It was a fantastic transition. Um, at the time we were going through a lot of coaches. First was Coach Harris, who was an amazing coach, and then he passed it along to his assistant coach, which was Emily Burke, who is a fantastic person and woman to this day. She has a child now, so she passed it along. And now, at the time, it was my AAU coach, Tangela Faulkner. So she was my coach as well. So it was a good transition of great coaches who put me in line when I was in high school. You know, especially for my senior year, having my AAU coach to be my coach. That was a huge thing. I was in good hands, who have motivated me to push my aspiration of being a college athlete. So, I give her a lot of kudos for that. And, getting recruited from to Pitt to go to Winston, it was just great coaches all around. So, yeah.
Can you tell me about your experience committing to Pitt in high school?
Yeah, so when I was at Pitt, before I went to Pitt, when I was in high school, I was playing for ECJDC, which is founded in Greenville, North Carolina. And at the time, I was playing, we were just getting prepared for a big tournament. And my coach came and she was like, someone's here. We got some recruiters here to see you. And I was like, oh, okay. She was like, don't get nervous. We've been talking about it. So my teammates helping me out. We were just going through a lot of things that was going to show what I could bring to the table. And the coach there, she was like, oh my gosh, I would love for you to be there. She said, I would love to have you on my team. You show so many leadership roles, getting everyone engaged. With her being there, also Lenore Rhymes was there as well. So two amazing schools. They were actually both of the coaches, Caitlin James and the old former coach at Lenore Rhymes, they were both talking to each other. They were like, well, once she finished at Pitt, she get transferred to my school. And I was like, okay. So it was a huge opportunity that I had when I was playing AAU volleyball. And it was a big foundation.
What was some of the
Of my growth of playing volleyball at a collegiate level.
What was some of the teams that was looking at you besides Pitt Community College?
At the time, during that time before Pitt, it was, I had Nebraska who was looking at me, which I thought was amazing at the time. Omaha, Nebraska, the University of Nebraska was a huge offer. Sadly, I turned it down. But I felt like it was a good choice that I made. Some other schools that recruited me was University of Mount Olive. The coach there is a fantastic woman. I was really close to signing with her, very close. But something in my heart was like, this is not it, not yet. Something, I'm getting warmer. UNC Pembroke was another school. My sister's former coach, she was assisting there, and I was like, okay, this would be a good foundation. I already know someone who was there, but I was like, nope, not it. So I was like, gotta find one more school. Then I finally fell in love with Winston. Winston was a school at the time, just won a CIAA championship. And I was like, oh, definitely. I had two former friends who were playing on the team at the time. So I was keeping in contact with them, seeing, okay, how is the atmosphere? Do you like it there? They're just like, yeah, it's amazing. So once I heard about the school, I visited the school, I was sold. So I was like, where are the papers? I love the coach. The first day, me being recruited, I came out for an open gym. She was like, I want you to just, see what you can bring to the table. She went through a lot of drills. I was so nervous that day. Also, the gymnasium was hot, Whitaker Gym. If anybody ever goes there, the gym is super hot during the summertime. So I went there during the summer, And I was like, oh my God, look at my dad. I was like, it is so hot. Are we going to get a water break? She was like, nope, keep going, keep grinding. Coach Andy at the time, she was an amazing coach. She still came out to all of our games and everything. And she was such an amazing, phenomenal woman. So I got recruited by her and I was sold.
Can you tell me about your experience at Pitt Community College playing for them?
Yeah, so at Pitt, it was Coach Caitlin James. At the time, she was a former coach. She left a couple years ago, but she was the foundation of really standing me on a good ground of volleyball. You know, she saw me as a young athletic person who knew that she can, go and make me to a huge and a better athlete. Um, her her style of coaching was amazing. You know, she put God first in a lot of our entire organization, which I think it was really huge. Um, and standing by her was Coach Brady, who I love to death. She actually just got pregnant, so she's doing amazing things. But my team itself, it was a new wave of team, another new team, and I love my team to death. At the time, I still continue to keep in contact with them to this day, and the parents and the whole staff and organization at Pitt was just amazing. It was an amazing atmosphere. I really saw my growth of stepping up and being a leader. You know, my freshman year, I was really nervous. I would say that I wasn't scoring as much as I wanted to, how I was from high school and then. And I was like, I told my coach, I said, I am going to be better. I'm going to be your top player when it's all over with. She was like, okay, let's put in the work. So that whole summer I was grinding, playing on men's size of a net. So jumping out the waters, I was like, I'm really going to improve this year. So my second year there, I was awarded two times to being first round NCJAA, I think I'm saying that right, junior college first division, which is first division in blocking and first division in hitting percentage. So it was a huge success because I told my teammates I would not have been able to done it without them and my coach motivating me every day to get better. So it was an amazing achievement.
That's great accomplishments. Can you
Thank
tell me about your experience at Winston-Salem University playing volleyball?
Yes. So at the beginning we got a new coach. So Coach Andy, she at the time she relieved of her duty. We had a new coach to come in. She was very strong-willed. So it was really she taught us the foundations of volleyball and everything. It was a great experience. We were a very strong team with a lot of athletes. You know, me coming in, I was really nervous because I'm like, oh my God, I've never played on this type of level. I know we're feeding off of a CIAA championship, so we really have a lot to bring to the table. So coming in, being around champions, being on the court in that arena, I was like, this is going to be a different transition for me, and I have to put in the work. So that junior year, we made it to the CIAA. We did fantastic. You know, we came in third, sadly, but that team the team at the time was amazing. We had literally my teammates were from all over. My roommate was also my teammate. She's from California, so literally all of us are from all over the globe. You know, pretty much everywhere. And you know, the second year, the fourth year, actually, excuse me, the fourth year of being a senior at Winston-Salem playing volleyball, we had a new coach. She stepped in. She played at UNC Wilmington, and she played as a middle, and she was phenomenal. Her records just show all of her athletic, abilities. And in her stepping in, being our coach, she's a lot younger, so we can really relate to her a lot more. And having her on the team, motivating us, showing us different drills I probably never have heard of, but it pushed us. It pushed us a lot more. The last year being at Winston, we really started gelling together. My junior year, we really didn't know each other. We were all from all over the state. And now the senior year, we finally got to really get to know each other. And the bonds that we had as a team was amazing. I would never change it for the world. I met some phenomenal women that I still keep in contact to this day, and they have changed my life forever.
Can you tell me about the transition from JUCO level to D1 level?
Yeah, so going from a JUCO to a D2 school, it is a huge transition. I would say a lot of people, go straight forth into a D2 level, so hey, that isn't a fantastic achievement on whatever the athlete's, accomplishment is. But for me, it was a huge transition. My coach at the JUCO level, she prepared me for transitioning to Winston-Salem. So it wasn't like oh my God, I'm about to do a whole different ball game. No, she prepared me for everything. I feel like the only thing I wasn't prepared for was the 6 a.m. workouts. That was something I was not prepared for. But, the early grind in the mornings, with just getting us in the weight room, that was a huge transition, I would say. That would be the biggest transition I had. But, us working out, the staff and the community from both schools were huge. They were huge, and it was very supportive in my transitions.
Can you talk about your experience playing travel ball, getting recruited that way?
Yeah. So getting recruited was huge. My coach at the time was Coach Kelly. And I had two other coaches, Coach Brian and Coach Marcos. Marcos was actually a professional volleyball player himself. So he already was founded and grounded into volleyball himself. And then Coach Brian has been coaching for probably more than 10 years and has a huge accomplishment. So I had two male coaches. So it was really difficult. I've never had a male coach. So coming from a male's point of view to a female's point of view again, that was a huge transition. Both of the male coaches to this day, I still keep in contact with them, and they are fantastic coaches. I would definitely say the motivation, definitely pushing myself. They literally pushed me to the limit, and I applaud them so much for that because, I probably would not have been as great of an athlete without them, setting that foundation. Two male coaches, most people be like, oh my God, gotta run. But having both of those male coaches, they believed in me from the beginning before I came on the team, and I loved it so much. Yeah, it was amazing.
What advice would you give future college athletes?
I would definitely say this, always pursue after your dreams. Don't let anybody put you in a box. If someone tells you, oh, play basketball, if you want to play volleyball, play volleyball. Whatever your heart, where your love is. But pick a sport where if you take a moment and you think, hey, I want to wake up and do this every day. You want to better your craft every day. Make sure you have a strong support group as well. My family has stuck with me through this entire journey. When I didn't play in high school basketball and I decided to go full on with volleyball, and that was a huge decision. My parents, I had actually I got recruited by a University of Charleston to play my junior year, which was in a phenomenal school, and people have known the next year they won a ring, and I felt kind of bad. I was like, oh, I wish I could have won a ring. But, God has a way of changing and creating a new path every day. And he said, be on a path, and I follow that journey, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Is there anything that you are going to go into, like, for example, coaching once you graduate from Winston-Salem?
So right now, currently, I just graduated with my not master's, but my bachelor's degree in exercise science and my minor in public health. So there's a lot of hard work doing that plus volleyball. But it was right now. I have an interview and have a internship in Virginia with my mentor. She's been mentoring me for about a year and a half. So I have a gig there for being a physical therapist assistant. So working on getting that certified right now. I also have been working of being the assistant coach at Winston-Salem State University. So working on it, you heard it first. So working on that right now with my coach. So hopefully everything works out for the best. So I'm really excited where God's going to put me next, really.
That's wonderful. Can you tell me where my followers can find you on social media at?
Yeah, definitely. You can follow me on Instagram at Alexis.Shay. So it's LAEXIS SHAE. So you can follow me on Instagram. Also, I have Facebook as well. So just look up Alexis Bynum and I'm up there. So, yep, that's my platform.
Thank you, Alexis, for your interview. You can find Brandon Sports Talk at Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at talk_Brandon, and you can find us at YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and share, and subscribe. Thank you again, Alexis, for your interview today.
Thank you, Brandon.